Hey, welcome to the beersjackofbbq. Check out the bone-in ribeyes we did on the SNS Travel Kettle. Hey, I'm Craig. Man behind the camera's Jack. Got two real nice prime bone-in ribeyes from Linz. I think they're out of Chicago. One of our local steakhouses is where they actually get their meat from. So I often order the ribeye. I should say often, but if I do a steak, I'm going to do it at that steakhouse, and I'll normally do the bone-in ribeye. But got the travel kettle set up. We're just going to go hot and fast. I know once before I said they aren't real thick, but they're a decent thickness. They're probably an inch, a little over an inch. But for me to do a reverse sear, I prefer like a 2-inch steak for a reverse sear. This way, I just prefer to just kind of do them hot and fast and sear the whole time, because Jack and I like ours medium rare. So we did a little experiment before. Get these to 100 degrees. I'll have these ChefsTemp probes in here so I can sear with the probe in. And we pulled them off at like 100, 105, and they rose to like 130. So today the goal will probably be about 100 degrees after searing. Gonna pull off, let them rest, and see what it goes to, because with leaving them in, we'll see where that final temperature ends. So did season them 24 hours ago with just some kosher salt. Actually some Celtic sea salt on this one. So been sitting in the fridge. Gonna get them on the grill. All right, because of the size of them, I'm just going to do one at a time as we start searing these things. But I'll position these so I can start spinning the grate here and get one over the fire. We'll put that on we'll try a minute aside at this point. And then once that minute's up, I'll spin the other one in and we'll flip this one over here. All right, that's 1 minute for that one. Like I said, we'll good start. We may not be able to make it a minute aside on every one. Recently we just had somebody comment about, you don't have to do it a minute aside, you burned the steaks, the whole works. That person I don't think ever watched it till the end, because I called it out at the end about saying I was concerned about that piece of it. So if you do have concerns while we're doing this, just watch to the end, we'd appreciate that. All right, that's a minute on that side. That one didn't seem to take off quite as much as the first one did, but that's all right. All right, another minute on that one. This is where we'll start after watching. Once that really starts taking off is where might have to do some changing around. Because we're only at 57 degrees on one and 52 on the other one. Like I said, we're going to pull them off probably at 100 because of the amount of heat that's happening here. And then just let them continue to rise. Like I said, I expect them to get to 125 to 130. Even if we're a little bit lower, Jack and I are good with that. So, all right, a minute. So far, the minute aside seems to be working pretty good. Let's see where we're at with that one, but we're getting a nice looking sear, that's for sure. And we're also showing like 70 and 73 right now for these two steaks, so. Yeah, it's looking good. We'll have to start paying attention to that minute now. It seems like we're getting a little bit hotter, but we're getting close to pulling these off. We're at 89 and 91, 88 and 91. That was just less than a minute. I didn't want to go too much on that. I also got one reading just jumped up to 100 here, so try to get a reading on this one. One was slightly thinner. Also depends on where the probe is. So we're right at, oh, that was just a little bit lower. I'm gonna go one more side on this one here, and then we're gonna be pulling them off. Yep, coming off. As always, cheers. Here we are, end of the cook. 2 bone-in prime ribeyes from Linz steaks or meats, whatever it is. I'll put it in my comments. I always have all that information there. We used Linz before as well. So we had the SNS Travel Kettle set up. Saw us doing 1 minute aside. It seemed to work out pretty good, even though we had a good amount of flames. Wasn't scorching anything or doing anything too much. Pulled them off after stuff just passed like 100 and a little over 100 degrees as it passed, and I forget how many times it was. I'll have to watch the video, but it was probably about 8 total times on, 4 minutes on each, 4 times on each side to get to where we're at. And last time we tried this experiment and we pulled like 100, 105, it rose to 130. So I thought, do the same thing here. It's quite a bit colder out than what it was before. Now these didn't rise as much. Only went to about 115-ish or so. So we'll see. And that depends where we were in the steak. Parts of this are going to be done fine, but other parts might be a little on the, for sure, rare. But again, Jack and I don't really care. Jack actually likes Pittsburgh rare in many cases. So let's cut into it and see what we did here. Well, that's not a good place that I cut, but you can kind of see I cut a lot of fat there. We're definitely, like I said, on the rare side in that centerpiece. So this center section and probably this center section will be on the rare side, but everything else is going to be fine for us, and even that will be fine too. So see how much flavor we got. Wow, is that a good, flavorful, tender steak? Did mention I salt brine in 24 hour advance, so you really get that crust because of the searing the way we did it, and then that little salt comes through. Boy, it's going to be fantastic. So hopefully like we're seeing, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell, get notifications, and we'll see you next time.